Hi, Karen Curry Parker here with our final installment in our conversation about auras. We're going to be talking today about the reflector, what I like to call the calibrator in quantum human design. The reflector has a completely open chart, open in the sense that all 9 centers are always undefined, which means they have the ability to take in and experience in a variety of different ways the full human condition. It is through the openness of the calibrator that they amplify the energy of the community and the people they are with, and through that amplification reflect back to us how well we're doing in the fulfillment of our human potential. Now, we've been talking about auras, and if you can remember in the conversations that we've had, your aura is expansive, open, in a state of coherence, attractive, if you will, when we are living most aligned with a state of well-being. When you understand how to interpret the emotional theme of your type, it helps you interpret that signal and bring yourself back into alignment with what is right and aligned and authentic for you. The more right and aligned and authentic you are, the healthier, if you will, your aura, the more coherent you are, the more receptive you are to life's intelligence unfolding through your life story. The reflector has an emotional theme of disappointment. That disappointment comes from a couple of different places. The first place where that disappointment comes in is when you have that much openness and you know viscerally the potential of the full human condition. You know what's possible for all of humanity because you're wise in all of that openness about what that potential could be, and you take a look out into the world and you see kind of what we're doing. It can be disappointing. You understand the full possibility of humanity, and when humanity does some of the things that it does that can be such a denial, if you will, of our potential, as a reflector, as a calibrator, that can be deeply disappointing. The second piece that can sometimes be disappointing for the reflector is that the calibrator reflector type really needs time for clarity, time to sort out all of the experiences that they're having in all of that openness, and to really be able to lock onto what's the right truth for yourself in the midst of that sea of energy that you're experiencing from the world around you. So if you're not giving yourself the right time, enough time, and sometimes that's more than one lunar cycle, depending on what kinds of decisions it is. Sometimes it's a couple of lunar cycles. The decision-making process for the reflector in a high-speed world is exceptionally slow and deliberate. And if you're not giving yourself the permission, the time, the self-love and respect to take the time to make those choices consciously and deliberately, it can also lead to a chain of disappointing decisions. So that disappointment sometimes is a signal that maybe for the calibrator type, you haven't given yourself enough time. The third thing that can sometimes happen for calibrators is if you are not in the right place and you are with the wrong people, but yet you're in love with their potential, sometimes that disappointment means you have to make the difficult choice of extricating yourself from people who are misaligned with their potential. And that can be really painful for the reflector or the calibrator type, because when you are a calibrator type, you become dependent on the auras that you know. And if you have to take yourself out of situations, remove yourself from people that are not healthy, that are not really living up to their full potential, that maybe you've even put yourself into the position of trying to rescue them or reflect their potential back to them. If you are in a situation like that, that can be a really painful thing to have to do as a reflector, to have to take yourself out of an environment where you love people, you love their potential, but they're not quite living into it yet. So right place, right time, right people, and really taking your time to make sure that people are actually walking their talk, that you're not just in love with their potential, but that they're really doing what they're supposed to be doing, is essential for the reflector process. When a reflector is in the right place with the right people and honoring themselves enough to really take the time necessary to make good and valid choices for yourself, good and healthy choices for yourself, then you really do serve as that calibrator. It is through the reflection that we see in the calibrator types, the reflection or the amplification of our own energy, we see as a gauge where we're at, and we can use the experience of the calibrators in our life to measure our own evolution and maybe make decisions accordingly to bring ourselves into greater alignment with the potential that the calibrators see in us. I hope you've enjoyed these conversations about aura types. Certainly my intention has been to give you a target, if you will, an opening to new possibilities for how you can expand on the state of well-being in your life, how you can, through the journey of learning to love yourself more, be more in alignment with your authentic self, step into a fuller expression of the truth of who you are. I want to just end this 5-day conversation, 6-day conversation with a gentle reminder. You are a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event. There has never been anybody like you before. There will never be anybody like you again. You play an irreplaceable and vital role in the cosmic plan. And if for any reason you have forgotten your role in that plan, if you have forgotten who you are and that essential part that you play, that part that makes all of us who we are, I hope that you are continuing to explore in your personal life journey your path back to that place that is waiting for you to fully occupy and expand upon, so that you can fulfill the full potential of the true story of who you really are. You deserve to do that for yourself, and the world needs you to do that, because the more you live true to yourself, the more you make room for the rest of the world to do the same. And the more we all live true to ourselves, the more abundant we are, the more aligned we are, the more we can start making decisions from a place of emotional wisdom, decisions that are sustainable, peaceful, equitable, inclusive, just, and more. So do your job being you. That is your life purpose. Your life purpose is to be the you were born to be, and to have fun doing it. So have a great weekend. It's been a pleasure to share this information with you. I look forward to talking to you again soon.